Hi, good afternoon. My name is Scott Forcino. I'm an associate broker with eXp Realty based in New York City. Today we have with us Matt Parrella, who is a friend and actually is my sponsoring broker for eXp. He's the state broker of record, and I want to ask him about his background, his experience, his thoughts on the industry, eXp, and how clients and agents benefit. Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon. Hello.
So interesting times, right, in real estate?
It is. It is an interesting time. A lot going on. Everybody's vying for the best technology, and everybody has the next new shiny toy coming out.
But right, there's so much. You hear now about rates moving and low inventory. What are you seeing?
Yeah, it's funny. I talked with one of our vendors in New York City who's big into tracking data and tech, and we were talking about I look at things where you are in Westchester. Even the Bronx has been on fire. Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the whole New York City market has been and the surrounding areas, Long Island included, it's been crazy. Things going quickly, a lot of offers, over ask, and people thought it was going to take a lot more time for that to happen, but we're kind of getting back to that already.
Yeah. Have you heard anything about people waiving their mortgage contingency? I've been hearing that.
Some. I wouldn't say it's the norm. It has become the majority of people doing it, but some people are, if they want the property bad enough, yeah. So I had a conversation about that the other day.
Well, what are the risks inherent in doing that?
Your down payment. You put your down payment at risk, but if people they're putting down a certain amount, but they have a substantial amount of cash on top of that still sitting, liquid. Sometimes they're willing to make up the difference, from what it didn't appraise for, and they make the difference up and make the deal work.
Yeah, that takes some advanced negotiation, because in New York, especially the city, lawyers are involved. So rarely are offers made with that type of eventuality. It seems that the mortgage contingency or the appraisal contingency is waived. And then by the time it gets to the lawyers don't necessarily take a second bite of the apple. It seems like there's a problem, and then how do we fix it? Have you seen that happen?
I mean, the lawyers are always going to say, if they're representing the buyer, they're going to say, no, we're not doing this. This is a bad idea. And it's not the greatest idea to do it. But if somebody really wants the property and they think the appraisal is going to come off not a big percentage, sometimes they're willing to take the risk. It's the same thing over the years. How many times I've done a deal and people say, yeah, we want a post-closing possession. Mm-hmm. The seller's attorney always says no to that. They never want it. But it's ultimately, it really should be the client driving, and we're there to assist the clients. We are, the lawyers are, the mortgage people are. So yeah, you see some tricky things going on.
Yeah. Well, have you spoken to any lenders about the rates increasing and how that might affect the market?
I haven't so much had the conversation recently. I've personally been working a little. I work a little more with off-market property, like commercial property where people are typically not getting financing.
I see.
But I should have a conversation with a couple of mortgage brokers I know about that. Just to
Matt,
see where it's going.
What companies have you been with in your career?
I started in the fall of 2001, so it's a little over 20 years ago now, and I was with the Corcoran Group in New York City for 15 years. So I mostly stayed in one place. And then I tried Keller Williams for a short time. And I ended up on my own. I was my own broker when I ended up coming to eXp. And then I came to eXp in August 3rd, 2018 was my start date.
I see.
And yeah, we hadn't opened New York City yet. And then in October, I was there about 2.5 months, and I was asked to become a managing broker. And there was just me and one other, Kim, who you know. And Then it was from October, and then it was July 1st. We opened New York City. I got a, instead of associate broker license, I went and got a broker license, and opened
And
up.
that was July 1st, 2020?
No, 2019.
Okay, so you got a year before COVID hit, or almost, a little bit less.
Yeah, COVID has put kind of a damper on things, but
sure, slowed it down.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's interesting. Look, could you tell us the growth? I mean, when you started, there had to be what, 20 or so thousand people? And now there's how many in EXP?
Oh God, no, it was 8,000 people when I started.
Wow.
And I think we just surpassed 75 or 76,000.
Right.
So New York State when I started was less than 100 agents, the whole state. Now we might have hit or surpassed 2,000. And again, that's through COVID too. So I think that definitely didn't help. But yeah, so that's we've grown over 20 times since I started in the position.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, I know that EXP was called the Inman Company of the Year, I guess, through Inman News, and it's a unprecedented growth. What would you tell a new agent about EXP? I mean, what are some of the main benefits of looking at EXP as a broker for your company?
I mean, it's the obvious things, right? Like we were just talking about, there's the multiple different ways of making money. You don't just have a high split and you cap. You can get, you get stock awards. You can get revenue share for bringing other people in, just introducing them to the company. So there's multiple different ways. I worked at other companies and it was like, you go out, you get the business, you do the business, then you bring them a check and they say, all right, we're going to give you this much. And that was it. There's nothing else. So,
Right.
Having the revenue share and having the stock and the awards, and capping, I think is a huge game changer. What I say to new agents is the thing I see as a managing broker, if they don't get it sometimes, is that everything's here if you want to take advantage of it. But you got to, and here's, you ready for this one? You got to plug into it, Scott.
Plug in.
Just like PlugIntro, you got to plug into it. It's there, but you got to plug into it. And so sometimes there's new agents and they get fresh, but we have the mentor program. We have plenty of broker support. There's 4 of us now instead of there used to be 2. And again, you got to plug into it. People got to learn. I have a friend, I brought her in a few years ago now, and she spent an hour a day for the first 2 weeks just learning like KV Core.
Right.
And she said, "Man, she goes, it works, but you gotta learn to use it, right? It's there. The marketing department is there. We have great. I find our tech support. I find to be great because I used to be in an office, a traditional office, and I go and say, I need the tech guy, or woman, or whatever. They're in the other office today, and you call. They're at lunch. They're helping somebody else. Here, I think they're there for 12 hours a day. You walk into the world, you grab a ticket, and then somebody's sitting there, another avatar helping you. Or you can just send an email if you don't want to go into the world. But
is the world its own? I know that metaverse is the new big phrase going on with Facebook, and if I'm correct, EXP's at its own metaverse for some time.
Yeah, I don't remember what year it was before I started. It was a company called Verbella created EXP World for EXP. And then at some point, EXP a few years ago went and bought Verbella. So now it's part of the EXP World Holdings package. So, there's the different arms. So even like, for instance, the stock, not going to talk about stock prices. I'm not going to get into that, but the stock you get isn't just EXP Realty, it's EXP Commercial. There's a mortgage arm, title, Verbella, which is a tech arm. So it's I find it to be more diversified than just,
those are some of the fantastic benefits to agents. Why join a cutting edge company like EXP? How does some of the technology benefit individual clients, buyers or sellers? What are some of the tools that really the clients themselves utilize?
What are some of the tools that clients themselves utilize?
No, I mean that. What is beneficial for an agent to use? Which tech tools are really helpful to EXP agents for their clients?
Well, I mean, we have this KV Core, and again, there's also what we call Breakthrough Broker, which is like the marketing department. You go in and you can order all kinds of fantastic marketing materials. I heard somebody talking about that today. So there's the marketing. I think there's the outreach that, we're not just in one geographic area. I think we're in 20 something countries now. Every state in the US, most MLSs at this point, if not close to all across Canada. So there's that reach. You can get referrals that way. You could say, somebody can say, "Oh, Matt, we're at the same company. You got the listing. I'm in California, and these people are moving to New York." You're not working like in one small geographic area, which a lot of companies do. So there's that, and KV Core. Again, if you learn how to use it, good technology to have. And now they just came out with enriched data, which is a storehouse of public information of commercial properties. I forget how many they said. I was in a meeting recently, all across the country. Enriched data is available to the commercial agents as part of their monthly tech package. It's included. It's inexpensive if a realty agent, if a residential agent wants to pay for it. It's I don't want to advertise prices, but it's not a lot. It's a small amount. And what they're doing is they're working on another aspect of that system now. That's going to be all the residential parts. So there's be two different sign-ins. Mm-hmm. So they really are looking forward on the technology, no doubt about it.
That's great. Well, if we have hundreds of real estate agents and lenders using PlugIntro now, we're learning why the platform is the best way to promote themselves, specifically through introducing others. That's something that's unique. We're really, really proud. And I know that there's 3 ways for an EXP agent to benefit from being a licensed agent with EXP. And my application is, if you're a PlugIntro user, this local business exposure really helps you get more well-known and close more deals. However, an EXP agent also has the opportunity to push this at no charge and offer this to their downline, so everyone gains. And lastly, I think it's a great tool if you were looking to meaningfully and purposely meet an agent outside EXP and you give them their own local business development platform. If you reach someone at Remax or Coldwell Bank or Century 20 or anybody, Sotheby's, and they don't have this and you were the one giving it to them, I think you'd get more attention and it would be taken more seriously. And you're the one out of all the other companies that offering something that they didn't have. So, I mean, I'm really happy that I was able to connect EXP to PlugIntro and really combine those forces. I think that's important for people to know that that's out there.
Nice. Yeah. I've been letting people know.
Any way to increase our local footprint? I mean, I think that, you and I talked about the term local famous with regard to agents and even service providers in their local market, whether it's, Dallas, Texas, or Boston, Mass, or Delaware.
I think it's a combination of things. I think, using a platform like this certainly can help. And again, we were out doing a lot of things like what they call lunch and learns pre, the pandemic. That kind of cut a lot of that down. You could do it online, but it's not always the same as going and meeting somebody in person and, everybody has lunch together and talks in person, exchanges cards. So I think when we get back to doing more of that, I think it's going to make a difference.
Sure. I mean, look, you and I have attended conferences and events, and I appreciate that, especially if you have a real strong connection to the person, if you're in the same industry. Nothing's going to replace the human contact. And that's what's been such a problem across the world, which we're hopefully getting back to. However, it's tough to get away. It's sometimes tough with family and work for everyone's schedules to match up. Sometimes there are conflicts, and there's even financial restraints. How many things can you do? So with a platform such as this, you're carrying around the power in your pocket where you can reach people. You can match up the power of loose connections. You and I met through a common friend. Never would have met you if I didn't attend an event. And then law of reciprocity stands for the principle that if you or I were to help a bunch of people without keeping score, at some point someone may reciprocate. We hope. I doubt we'll completely fail. So those people may think of us if you do enough for them. So that's really the strength of this opportunity, where we have EXP is cloud-based, agent-owned, and on-demand. And that's really the same thing with PlugIntro, where you are tapping into an existing website, Facebook, and we're carving out a piece of Facebook of our own. So that's really what's important for, I think, any agent, any area, to demonstrate that they are a resource to the local business community and they can positively effectuate others' circumstances. And it's powerful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I think what we could do is let people know more about it. And I know, Matt, you'll have your group, and I think we'll plan to offer these videos to those people that wish to support you, lenders, title, and tradesmen, and local professionals. And I think that's a great way to empower them and create better relations. And I think the best way to distinguish yourself from your competition.
Absolutely. I agree.
It's cool.
And I see you have the blue and orange in here.
Yeah, right. Isn't that funny? I told Sophie, our lead executive assistant, to put that in there. I love that motif. Matches.
Absolutely.
But you know, Matt, this thing's supposed to be fun. I mean, everyone's talking about video. No one's doing it as a real routine. This is not Hollywood, even though you look great. But I think putting together a consistent approach with others in your community to make these videos, because it's going to lead to trust. Both the mere offer of participating means someone thinks enough of you to include you. I think enough of you to, of course, I'm honored to have you on. And this is a platform
familiarity as well.
Absolutely. Right.
Brings in familiarity. Yeah.
Makes you comfortable. And it should be, you know, a month or every several weeks thing, where imagine a world where you would have the local pros be able to offer their services to others who never would have otherwise met. And you're the one that does it. There's only going to be one agent here. That's you. Right. In your case, a broker. So it's really, I think, a powerful approach to have people really rally behind the real estate agent wherever they are, because that's going to be a really targeted market area. And I think it should be fun. Yeah. Okay.
Let's bring fun back to real estate.
You know, people say, how did you get in real estate? And people say they didn't get in real estate. Real estate got in them. Yeah. So I think you're one of those people, between the mean streets of NYC to all over the USA with EXP.
Absolutely.
Okay. So we'll schedule a meeting. We're going to get on inviting the people that should see this, and we'll offer many opportunities to provide videos of their own.
Excellent. Sounds good.
Okay. Take care. Talk soon.
Thanks. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.